We're with Jimbo right now. Jimbo, say hello.
Hello, it's Jimbo. I'm a graduate.
Yeah, right, Jimbo. Palmetto graduate. Shut up.
I'm one of the 97%ers.
No, seriously. Don't say I haven't been recording, so they don't have any clue what you're talking about. But that's hilarious.
Oh, I see.
But no, seriously. We're gonna talk about some things. You were getting your medical license, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting it.
But
I have to retake my board exam, and then it's a process. But
why were you?
By July of next year.
Why were you sent to Palmetto? Why were you sent to Palmetto? Come on, Jimbo. We both knew the truth. Share the truth. You're helping people.
Actually,
Come on. Don't bullshit a bullshitter.
yes, it's the added pressure of the tape recording. It makes me.
Okay, let's be lighter. Let's be lighter. Let's be lighter. Tell me, this is going to be for the medical community. Doctors and nurses. What is the what is the record? What is the statistics of doctors and nurses that abuse substances?
I have to think it's higher than the normal population.
So
they have additional, they have greater access, greater opportunity.
Right. You know, we both know doctors and nurses, and mainly RNs and nurses. LPNs do it too, but you know, they abuse the substances, and they have access to it. I know so many doctors that are still doing it and have not gotten caught. I'm sure you do too, right?
Well, not a lot, but I suspect it.
Okay, well, suspecting it is knowing it. You know that.
Oh well, yeah,
You just can't. They don't admit it to you.
No, it's not something we talk about.
Right, you avoid that. Okay, well, you're gonna get your medical license back, right?
Yeah, that's my plan.
What are you doing right now? And by the way, I know.
Well, I'm writing a little bit myself. I'm working on a document with the World Health Organization on rehab and disasters.
Okay, so you want to inspire others who are suffering.
Well, yeah, help them, give them ideas about how to be more effective when they're, in a disaster zone, for example.
I'm glad you didn't choose substance abuse, because a lot of doctors that I know have gone into pure substance abuse, and there's a lot more need out there than just substance abuse. I mean, don't get me wrong, substance abuse is a big problem, but to just widen your path and do both things is just cool, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's not, I have no desire to manage other people's lives.
That's because you can't even manage your own.
Well, you may have a point there, Matt.
Yeah, I know. I have a point.
It's frustrating. I mean, behavioral change is very difficult for anyone to accomplish. And to feel responsible for it is even more challenging sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you've been through medical school a little. So, I know you've been through medical school. So tell me, tell me about dual diagnoses. You know what I'm talking about? Substance abuse and psychiatric problems together.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean...
what can I say?
Well, I mean, the problem is some substance abuse facilities recognize substance abuse problems and ignore the psychiatric issues. Is that not true?
That's true.
It's sadly true.
But they don't address them.
They don't address them.
Yeah.
They assume that it's a substance abuse problem, right?
Yeah.
So, do you know any places that are good to go to that will address both?
Offhand, I don't, but I know they exist.
I know they exist too, but they're coming up. They're starting to pop up more often, right?
Well, yeah. The standard of care, of course, is to treat everything.
Yeah, but that occurred in the 1990s, the middle 1990s. Did you know that? Before then...
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I know it's becoming more and more common practice.
Yeah, it's becoming much more common practice.
Yeah.
Do you suffer from a psychiatric disorder?
No, I have some quirky tendencies, but no.
Do I suffer from a psychiatric disorder? Tell me the truth.
No, I don't. I've never been diagnosed with a disorder.
No, do I suffer?
You tell me that you do.
You know that I do, Jimbo.
Yes, I do.
Come on, fainting every second of the day is just not normal.
No, it's not. And you know, sleeping at lunch, evening, and dinner is not normal either.
Yeah, I know. So the facility that you went to was not adequate in your mind, right?
Well, that's a tough question.
You wish you had gone to a different one.
I might have considered a different one
if you knew what was going on.
Looking back at it, yeah.
But, you know, so people need to be careful where they check themselves into, right?
Yeah, I think for some people it's just enough to go somewhere. Other people, of course, you know, should be more selective.
Do you think the medical community is really suffering from substance abuse problems?
Yes, I do.
What are we going to do about that? Because you know the AMA is cracking down.
Well, that's one thing we're doing about it. Another thing, of course, is being more
careful.
Helping medical personnel, you know,
get beyond that.
Skills.
You know, the problem is that, you know, these doctors, these RNs, these LPNs, they can't help themselves. You know that. You know that so well. And so, what would you tell an RN or a doctor or an LPN suffering from substance abuse? What would you suggest to them?
Well, they seek help.
But, you know,
They
seeking...
can seek treatment.
Seek treatment. Did that work for you? Because you went to the wrong place, right?
I mean, I don't... Palmetto was good in some respects. It wasn't as positive in other ways. But, you know, overall, I guess it was a positive experience.
Was it really?
Yeah, I met Max, and I met Gary, and I met some other fantastic people.
Oh, I met a lot of fantastic people, and you know that. You know there was a lot of fantastic people there.
Yeah, and I learned a lot from listening to other people and getting better perspective on.
But they didn't help with the substance abuse problem. So is there a way to fix yourself without going to rehab?
Well, some people go through other means, like meditation or prayer or spiritual guidance.
That's what I want to focus on right now.
And so on.
Spiritual guidance. Okay, you know very well that the psychiatric, the DSM, says it tries to avoid spiritual. In fact, did you know that the Indian version of the DSM are trying to label spiritual problems as a illness?
Wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, well, the truth of the matter is spiritual help can be very positive, can it not?
I think so, yeah.
I know we both don't believe in what we should believe in, but you know, thinking that there's something about above us is kind of a calming thought, right? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it's reassuring.
It's reassuring, yeah. Well, what would you say to doctors and nurses who are suffering from this?
From
substance abuse.
I
don't get caught.
First off, avoid. You know, obviously, if you what do they say in AA? If you
I don't know. You know, I don't listen to that shit.
So you don't have your book anymore.
I'm gonna go about the Barnes and Noble. Go on.
Yeah. If you don't have the first step, you'll be better off.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, Jimbo.
Abstinence. That's what they say.
Great.
Abstinence is the